All right, over the weekend, I actually went into Blackboard. I dropped zeros in everything that was missing. So if you hadn't turned something in through Blackboard and hadn't been graded or hadn't been switched over yet, there's a 0. There is a good chance that all the stuff that I graded yesterday replaced some of those zeros already because it goes in overnight. What I'm going to do right now is in this class for dollars and cents, the 2 grades that are holding you guys back are your Frost Bank quiz number 1 and your Quizlet vocabulary quiz number 1, because those are your only 2 test grades. Some of you turned in the Quizlet grade, but you never attached the file to it, so I couldn't see what your grade was. If I had nothing there, I had to give it a 0. Some of you did not answer your Frost Bank quiz very well. You just kind of Mickey Moused it and you put just a few words, maybe a sentence or something like that. So some of you did not do very well on that. And I did tell you that you could look up the answers online if you needed to. You can find that information and put it in there. I also told you if you would resubmit that, I would raise that grade to a 70. Your vocabulary quiz, the best grade you're going to make on that at this point for turning it in is a 70 because it is very late. And at this point, I have to start charging you some late points. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go over exactly how to turn both of those in, exactly what I'm looking for, so that you guys can do this again if you need to. All right, in the first marking period, in the week of, I believe it's 9-3 to 9-7, you have a folder there that says Foundations of Personal Finance, Chapter 1. And in that folder, you have a vocabulary quiz, Foundations of Personal Finance, Lesson 1, Vocab Quiz. So I'm going to click on that. All right, it gives you a link to go to, or actually it does not give you a link, but it might. Here, there we go. There we go. Here's your link right here. You're going to click on this link or copy and paste it. It doesn't matter which way you get there. You're going to click on that link and it's going to take you to Chapter 1, Lesson 1. If you need to review for a couple of minutes, that's fine. Use the flashcards. Otherwise, you go right over here to where it says Test. You click on the word Test. Down here at the bottom, there's some letters in green. It says Options. You're going to click on Options. If you've never done this, it's going to come up with all 4 of these things marked, or 2 or 3 of them. The only one that I want marked for this test is the one that says Multiple Choice, and down here the word Term. Over here it should already say question limit 15 of 15 questions. You're going to have 15 questions on this. All the vocabulary words are there. When you have your options set the way that they're supposed to be, you click Create New Test. You will answer these questions here, all of them, and then when you answer all 15, you're going to go to the bottom here and it's going to say Check Answers. Now I'm going to click Check Answers and I don't have anything answered, so I'm going to make a 0 on this, but that's okay. All right. Now I didn't give an answer on these. It will grade your answers. It will tell you your score right here. Remember to go at the bottom here where it says Type here to search, type in the word snip. When you see the snipping tool, click on that. You're going to take a new snip of this screen. When you take your snip, I want you to start over here in the corner and get at least the first couple of questions on there, your name and your grade. All of that should be showing in your snip. After you do that, you're going to do a File, Save As, and you're going to go to your desktop. Save it on your desktop or in a folder that you've created. It doesn't matter. And I want you to use your first name and your last name, and then let's call it Vocab Quiz 1. Okay? Save it on your desktop. I may already have this saved. No, I don't. Okay. So we're saving it on our desktop. Then you can close this. And then you've got your answer, you've got your grade for me. So then you're going to go back to your test. Don't save and submit your test. When you click on this link, it'll take you to a new tab so that you can take your test. But if you submit this and you don't attach the file before you submit it, you're going to get a 0 on it because there's nothing there for me to grade. All right, so question 1. Question 1, we're going to go right down here to where it says attach file. And we're going to browse the computer. We're going to look on the desktop. And remember, we saved it under your first and last name. And then Vocab Quiz 1. You click on it. You click Open. And it attaches here. If it does not attach here, if you don't see your answer, your file attached, then you're going to end up getting a 0. Okay? And then you click Save and Submit to turn it in. Now, at this point, are there any questions on how to get that vocabulary quiz submitted? Anything that I'm not covering? Anything that you don't understand? Yes? Not necessarily, but it makes it a whole lot easier for me. It makes it easier for me to know whose it is. Okay? All right, any questions on how to turn that in? All right, we're going to pause this for just a second and move on to the other one. Okay, so we are done with that. I am not going to save and submit mine. I'm going to go back to the first marking period, though. You guys, if you don't click Save and Submit, it won't turn it in. Also in there, week of 9-3 to 9-7. Let's see. I guess it's not in that folder. It's probably in the next folder. So let's look again. Not in 9-3 to 9-7. 9-10 through 9-14. Frost Bank Quiz 1. All right, so it's in that last folder there. You're going to click on this quiz. You're going to click Continue so that you can start it. All right, the questions on here. Remember, you're going to type your answers in here. It says, why should you have an account in a financial institution? What are the benefits and protections offered by having an account? Some of you just put like one sentence, I don't want my money to get stolen. Okay, that's part of it, but that's not the whole answer. That's not why you want to have an account. That's part of it, but there are many other reasons why. And you need to make sure that you are putting all of that in there. Question number 2. What information do I need to provide in order to set up an account? Some of you just put your ID and your name. That may not be all you need. Okay, there's other information they ask from you. They don't want just your name. They're going to have your address. They're going to have your phone number. That's not always on your ID. Okay? Sometimes they might ask for other proof depending on what kind of institution it is. So make sure that you're answering that appropriately. Look it up. What are check systems and what is the purpose? Check systems are not for you to write a check and get money out. Okay? That's not what it is. Some of you didn't even bother to look it up. Look this up. Find out what that is. Question 4. What are some features and purposes of checking accounts? What are some features and purposes of savings accounts? There are 2 questions there. 2. One is about checking and one is about savings. You need to write about both. And then question number 5. Explain how debit cards work with your account. Explain how credit cards work with your account. Most of you did fairly decently on that one. Some did really well, some did pretty good. So I want you to go back, and if you have already submitted this test 3 times, you're out of attempts. And if you have, and it tells you that you don't have any attempts left, come see me. I will reset one of your attempts so that you can go in there and do this. Does everyone understand how to take care of this test? Do you understand what the questions are asking? All right. let's pause this for just a second. Or actually, let me just go back here. All right, this is what I expect from you today. These 2 grades are probably the most important ones that you need to get turned in. At this point, yes, they are late. The best grade that you can make on them is a 70. But you still need to turn them in, because a 70 is better than a 0 or a 50 at any time. After that, you need to look at your other grades, because when I put those zeros in there and I dropped grades that were low, I can go back in and undrop anything that you turn in. So even if on Skyward it says AD, don't even look at Skyward for that. Look at Blackboard and see what you don't have a grade for and begin turning those things in. I'm going to give you today's class to get this done. I will not send out a progress report until tomorrow when I update. So if you show this video to your parents, you can let them know, hey, she's sending a progress report on Tuesday. She's given us a chance to get everything turned in. All right, now at this point, are there any questions whatsoever about any of the assignments that we've done, something that you need to know? You think you can get these 2 things done today for sure? Yes? All right, and then start working on the daily assignments, yes? All right, good job. Let me stop this recording, and you guys can get to work.